Welcome back, boys. Today we are at the shop getting ready to mount this winch. So I'm gonna start. I have this universal winch mount plate that the winch is bolted up to. Obviously it's got a spot for a fair lead, and I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna kind of build a bumper, you know, out from there. I'm thinking I've got this 2x4 120, or it's either 120 or 188 wall. It's pretty thick stuff. That's going to kind of be my crossbar between the frame rails, and then we'll see what else we get going on here. Alright, boys, well, basically what I got here is a proof of concept. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to get this started, and this is a very complex cut or angle or deal to mirror both sides and have them line up. So sort of a proof of concept. I need to come out a little bit more, up a little bit more. When I do that, this is going to end up being too short, so I got to cut new pieces right here, but I'm going to start getting there. I'm going to have this be the main support structure for the winch plate, and then I'm going to have something under here for the radiator, and then like a thing right here, and then some tube work up here and over yonder. We'll start there. So I bought this winch a couple years ago, and I'm really excited to put it to use. First thing I'm going to do here is take off the solenoid pack. I've actually got a stripped out bolt bolt hole, in the case of it that I need to repair. But ultimately, I'm going to leave the solenoid pack off because that gives me a lot more room on the top of the winch for my grille and the Toyota emblem and sort of the look I'm going for on the front of this thing. So as you can tell here, I'm putting it back together without the solenoid pack there, and that's really going to allow me that extra room I need. So I went ahead and extended these frame rails a little bit. As you can see, I'm kind of rosetting in some extra pieces of sheet metal. I just needed a little bit more real estate for the start of this winch bumper, and once I get it all positioned where I want to, I'll trim off the excess and mount some really nice recovery points, some shackle mounts, if you will. As you can see here, I've scrapped the 2x4 idea and I actually got some 2x3 that was the same size as the frame rail, and it actually worked out quite a bit better. So that's what I'm working with for the beginning of the winch component. So the kind of base structure for this winch is all done, and now I just gotta add some flair to it. I gotta add some recovery points, I gotta add some lower radiator support or protection. I gotta add some tubes that kind of go out towards the fenders, but I'm happy to have this all sort of in the process and going, and I can just add to it as I see fit. I'm starting with this lower radiator sort of protection piece. It's 1 3/4, 120 wall, and as you can tell, the radiator really just hangs down like low-hanging fruit, super low. So I knew I had to get this in there. Eventually I'm going to connect this to the rear sort of subframe area where the control arms mount to really complete this sort of front skid plate. But this was a must for my first outing, just so I didn't break the bottom of my radiator completely off. All right, well, I just got this radiator support protection piece kind of done. I don't think I'm gonna run skid plates, but this IFS configuration isn't gonna last very long. So I don't think I'm gonna do skid plates. Plus, this is gonna be stronger. So let me show you what I got. I started off, you can see how exposed the radiator is. I mean, it's like, you know, it's out there. It's the low point. So I just added this little tube. My air isn't working at the moment, so I couldn't use my tube bender, but I had this piece of scrap, so I just notched it, little angle. I might come through here. You see this open air gap? I might do a bar right back to this. This is all gonna get cut out when it's going solid axle swap, but I might kind of carry that on and then make my own little sort of skid plate right here. I'm gonna connect this tube up to the winch bumper, give that some more strength, and maybe do a plate right here, although this is good airflow to the radiator, so maybe not. Maybe just some bars, you know, 1 or 2. But that's what I got so far, and I'm trying to do as much as I can protection wise to get this ready. We're gonna go down to Hollister in a couple weeks. There's some event down there. My buddy Jason invited us out, so we're gonna go down there and I'm gonna, you know, give it a shakedown run, but I just don't want to break the radiator out of it, you know. That would be less cool. So I gotta do sliders still, and I think that's kind of it. I gotta wire up the winch, but this thing is cool. This is like a surge protector for when you're welding on your car. I have not myself, but I have seen somebody else weld on a car and fry the ECU. So I always try to connect this like surge protector to the battery. You get that little LED, you know it's working. Just because, you know, you're putting however many amps of 240 volt through this chassis, through all the grounds and all that stuff. So I always try to have that on there. What else can I show you? My normal tried and true angle grinder I've had for probably 10 years took a crap this past week while I was building out this winch mount. It's a Bosch unit. I really love it. I'm probably going to buy another one. But I took the opportunity to pick up this bad boy, which I'm super stoked about because it can come out on the trail with me. It's a M18. It's got the on switch that latches. I'm not going to do it right now because this is loose. Maybe not. It's got the on switch that latches, which is important to me. But now I'm slowly building out sort of my trail cordless tool setup. I got Sawzall, I got now angle grinder, I got drill and impacts, all with the same battery. The plan is to have a inverter in this rig that I can charge camera batteries, drone batteries, and tool batteries should I need to. Probably gonna have a dual battery setup, but that's all down the road. Either way, I am jazzed on this grinder though. It's not the most powerful, but it works pretty good, and I can take it on the trail, which I'm really excited about. It's another tool, another sort of avenue of being able to fix what we got broken out there. So really excited about that. I'll put a link down in the description if you guys want to pick one up for yourself. All right guys, so one of the reasons I was able to get this winch mounted up so high and tucked in there nice and still retain a lot of the grill is that they actually sell this winch relocation, the solenoid relocation kit. So you pop this thing off the top of the winch, and I'm gonna take it apart here in a second, and this is what houses sort of the solenoid and the plug for the winch controller, and it actually condenses down much smaller, and then I can use this to wire from here to wherever I mount the solenoid. I'm thinking over in this corner over here, get it closer to the battery, but that's what I'm gonna be doing right now, just so I can get this winch wired up, fired up. And I know it works, I've used it before, but just one more thing I gotta tackle to get this thing finished up.
Well, I got this solenoid pack mounted up, tucked it up behind the evap canister in a nice little hidden spot. Whenever I install these winches, I love running the winch controls into the cab using, you know, whatever kind of toggle switches. This is just a 3-way switch, and also on this new worn winch you need a on-off for the ground. It just makes things so much easier when it comes time to use it. You don't have to worry about those cables and where the control is. Just a much more elegant solution.
Alright boys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to slap a quick coat of paint on this thing, and I got places to be, I got wings to eat, I got beer to drink, and I've been here all too long this week. What's going on with the lighting here? I feel like that's going to do it for this one. Alright boys, that's going to do it for this video. I will pull this thing out of the garage and I will show you what it looks like.